If I'm an organization and I already have a lot of data on my customer, so you're talking about from the ground up, how do I determine, or what's an approach for going through and saying, what is it and where is it, how can I use it?
Well, one option would be to completely erase everything and start over. If that's not
That
palatable
sounds a little
for
scary,
you,
yeah.
absolutely. So if that's not palatable, it's still the same first step, doing the data mapping, figure out what we're doing with it and how we're using it, and then go back and trace that to the business function and determine, do we really need that? If, for example, maybe we had a contract and it was for a year, and here we are 3 years later and we still have all this data from it, there's really no justifiable reason to keep that. And so at some point after you figure out where everything is, you're going to have some spring cleaning to do.
And in that example of having data that I only needed for a year, but maybe I've been using it for 3, are there any requirements under GDPR for me to tell the person I'm collecting that data that I've erased it or that I'm getting rid of it?
So the first thing there is you have to have consent to have the data. And when you get consent, you're telling them why you're using that data. If you told them that you were using it to, say, fulfill the contract and the contract was for a year, the expectation from the consumer is that you are removing that data after the year. So it's not necessarily that you need to have an explicit notification to them that you've removed the data. If it's just through a normal course of business that you've determined, hey, I no longer have authorization, let's remove this data. On the other hand, if you have a request for right to be forgotten and that sort of thing, so this is where the consumer can really come and say, hey, I want you to erase everything you have on me. You need to erase it and then provide back some sort of affirmation or attestation to the consumer or to a data controller that's then responding to the consumer to say, we did this and it's done.
Very cool. For more information on how you can comply to GDPR, specifically with your data systems, check out our Resource Center.